The Stoics believe that life is shaped not only by our inner choices, but also by the company we keep. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." And what influences your thoughts more than anything? The people around you. Every word you hear, every habit you witness, every attitude you absorb becomes a subtle dye that stains your soul. That's why the Stoic lens divides people into two clear categories: builders and destroyers. There is no middle ground. A builder is someone who elevates you. Their presence reminds you of discipline, clarity, and courage. They don't need to give you motivational speeches or shower you with support. Their very way of living sets an example. Builders sharpen you. They make you reflect. They challenge you. And even in silence, they leave you stronger. Seneca said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." That's the essence of a builder. They make you better simply by existing in your orbit. On the other hand, there are the destroyers, the worthless people. These are not always villains or enemies. Sometimes they are friends, co-workers, or even family members who live in constant weakness. They gossip, complain, waste time, and invite you into their chaos. Their presence does not challenge you to grow. It tempts you to regress. They normalize laziness, feed excuses, and drain your energy. If builders sharpen your blade, destroyers dull it until you no longer recognize yourself. Now, how do you instantly identify which category someone belongs to? Don't listen to their words. Observe the impact they have on your mind and spirit. After spending time with them, do you feel elevated or diminished? Do you feel focused or distracted? Do you feel at peace or restless? Your emotional state is the clearest indicator. A builder adds clarity while a destroyer clouds it. A builder leaves you with strength while a destroyer leaves you empty. The Stoics teach us not to judge harshly, but to judge clearly. Calling someone worthless does not mean they are worthless as a human being. It means they are worthless to your growth, your peace, and your purpose. Their presence adds no value to your journey. And if life is short, as Seneca constantly reminded us, why would you waste a single moment carrying unnecessary weight? Aurelius advised himself daily, guard your soul like a fortress. Allow only those who strengthen its walls. The rest, no matter how charming, no matter how familiar, must be kept out. This is not cruelty, it is justice toward yourself. At the end of the day, your destiny depends not only on your discipline, but on your environment. Choose builders, reject destroyers. If you cannot find builders, walk alone. Because solitude with virtue is always better than company with corruption. That is the Stoic lens. See clearly, act decisively, protect your life from the worthless, and your soul will remain unbroken. The Stoics understood human nature better than anyone. They knew that people often cloak themselves in words, but words are nothing without action. Epictetus, the freed slave who became a great Stoic teacher, put it plainly. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. The same rule applies to people. Don't listen to their explanations, promises, or excuses. Watch how they live. Their behavior will always tell you the truth. Worthless people are masters of disguise. They will speak of loyalty while betraying it. They will preach discipline while indulging in chaos. They will promise change but repeat the same self-destructive cycles. If you rely only on what they say, you will be fooled. But if you observe what they consistently do, the illusion falls apart instantly. The Stoics remind us action is the purest form of truth. Marcus Aurelius trained himself daily not to get lost in appearances. He would write to himself, "You must look at the essence of a thing." Words are only appearances. They can be manipulated, exaggerated, or crafted to deceive. But behavior is essence. When someone repeatedly fails to honor their commitments, that is who they are. When someone consistently brings disorder into your life, that is their nature. When someone chooses laziness over growth, excuses over effort, that is their truth, no matter how loudly they deny it. How then do we instantly identify the worthless? The method is simple. Look for consistency in action, not intensity in words. Anyone can speak with passion for a moment. Anyone can promise the world in a single conversation, but very few can sustain discipline, loyalty, or virtue over time. If their actions reveal a pattern of weakness, then you already have your answer. Stoicism teaches us to be free from unnecessary anger. So when you see someone's behavior reveal who they are, do not rage, do not argue, do not waste your energy demanding they change. Instead, accept reality as it is. Seneca said, "How does it help? To make troubles heavier by complaining of them." Apply that wisdom to people. Why complain that someone isn't who they claim to be? Accept what their actions reveal and then act with reason. The danger of trusting words over behavior is that it keeps you trapped in illusions. You hold on to potential instead of reality. You hope they become who they say they are, while their actions prove otherwise, but time is too precious to gamble on illusions. The Stoic warrior cuts through deception with clarity. If behavior shows corruption, distance yourself. If behavior shows discipline and virtue, align yourself. In the end, the worthless betray themselves, not with words, but with their patterns. And once you see the pattern, you can no longer deny it. Behavior is the mirror of the soul, and worthless souls will always show their cracks. The wise Stoic does not ignore them. He sees, he accepts, and he removes without hesitation. That is how you protect your peace. That is how you preserve your path. The Stoics valued peace of mind above all else. For Marcus Aurelius, the greatest achievement was not wealth, power, or reputation. It was tranquility. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Yet, what happens when the people around you constantly disturb your mind? The answer is clear. You have allowed the wrong company into your life. One of the fastest ways to identify worthless people is to observe how you feel after spending time with them. Do you feel lighter or heavier? Do you feel inspired or drained? Do you feel calm or restless? Your emotional state is not a random reaction. It is a compass, Seneca warned. Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. If someone leaves you worse off after every encounter, they are not helping you. They are harming you. Worthless people are often emotional parasites. They thrive on drama, chaos, and endless negativity. They always have a problem but never a solution. They complain about circumstances but never take responsibility. And worst of all, they expect you to carry their burdens while refusing to lift their own. You walk away from them not with strength but with exhaustion. That exhaustion is the soul's way of warning you. This person is not aligned with your growth. The Stoics believed life is short and time is sacred. Seneca wrote an entire essay on the shortness of life, reminding us that most people don't die too early. They waste too much of their time. And what greater waste is there than allowing others to drain your spirit daily? When you permit emotional vampires into your circle, you sacrifice your most valuable resource, inner peace. But here is the Stoic solution. Do not fight their negativity. Do not argue. Do not waste energy trying to reform them. Simply step away. Epictetus taught, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. People may call you cold or selfish for detaching, but what is more foolish than sacrificing your peace for someone who refuses to change? The wise man protects his spirit first. Think of your mind as a fortress. Every worthless person you allow inside weakens its walls. They chip away at your focus, your clarity, your discipline. Soon you are not living with purpose. You are living in reaction to their chaos. A Stoic refuses this. A Stoic stands guard. He knows that tranquility is not a gift from others. It is a treasure that must be defended at all costs. So remember this, emotional drain is not just discomfort, it is a warning sign. When someone consistently exhausts your spirit, see them for what they are. Remove them without guilt, without hesitation, and without anger. Not because you hate them, but because you love your peace too much to let it be destroyed. The Stoic leaves unshaken because he does not tolerate those who shake him. Guard your peace, and you guard your destiny. Marcus Aurelius often described the mind as a citadel, a fortress within you that no enemy can touch unless you open the gates. Wrote in his Meditations, the mind is unconquerable when it refuses to allow evil within. It is impenetrable when it closes itself off from corruption. This is the Stoic's greatest strength. No matter what happens in the world, you can preserve your inner fortress. But here lies the banger: worthless people act as invaders. If you let them in, they weaken the walls, and soon your citadel is no longer safe. Think of your mind as a sacred space. Inside it live your clarity, your discipline, your peace. These are treasures more valuable than wealth or status. Yet many people guard their money more fiercely than their mind. They will lock their homes at night, but leave their inner citadel unprotected, allowing worthless people to march in with negativity, gossip, envy, and drama. A Stoic knows this is foolishness. To live with strength, you must defend your fortress at all costs. So how do you guard your citadel? First, by recognizing the first step of defense is awareness. Notice who brings peace into your life and who brings chaos. The second step is action. Once identified, do not argue with them. Do not waste energy battling them. Simply close the gates. Seneca advised, the wise man is self-sufficient. He can live happily with others, but also happily alone. This is the mindset you must adopt. Guarding your citadel sometimes means walking alone, because solitude is safer than company that poisons your spirit. Many fear being called distant or cold, but the Stoics remind us that it is not cruelty to protect yourself, it is discipline. When you refuse entry to the unworthy, you preserve space for what truly matters: virtue, purpose, and peace. Do not confuse this with hatred. Guarding your citadel does not require hostility, it requires boundaries. When a worthless person tries to bring drama, you do not rage, you simply do not engage. When they seek to provoke, you respond with silence. When they demand constant access to your mind, you limit the key. Detachment is not an act of war, it is an act of preservation. And here is the deeper truth. The citadel you protect today determines the strength you carry tomorrow. If you allow it to be invaded, you will wake up weakened, unfocused, and restless. But if you guard it, you will face life's storms with calmness that nothing can break. So be ruthless in this practice. Your citadel is sacred. Let only the virtuous inside. Keep the worthless at the gates, because the world will always test your defenses, but the Stoic who guards his inner fortress stands unshaken, untouchable, and free. One of the greatest obstacles people face when removing worthless individuals from their lives is guilt. You worry, what if they think I abandoned them? What if they call me heartless? What if they never change without me? But the Stoics remind us that detachment is not cruelty, it is wisdom. Epictetus said, "It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them." The same applies here. It is not the act of letting go that hurts, but the false judgment that detachment is betrayal. Stoicism teaches us to act in accordance with reason, not emotion. If someone consistently poisons your peace, consumes your time, and drags you into their chaos, the rational response is to step away. This is not an act of hatred. Hatred requires energy, and the Stoic refuses to waste energy on the unworthy. Detachment is not fueled by bitterness, it is fueled by clarity. You simply see the truth. Their presence is a net loss to your life, and keeping them around is a form of self-destruction. The untrained mind confuses compassion with tolerance. True compassion helps those who are willing to rise. False compassion chains you to those who refuse to move. By tolerating the worthless, you do not save them. You only join them in their misery. Seneca warned, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." He did not say tolerate those who pull you downward. Virtue is not found in drowning with others. It is found in building strength so that you can help the willing without being destroyed by the unwilling. Detachment also requires courage. People will misunderstand you. They will call you cold, selfish, arrogant. But Marcus Aurelius taught us to ignore the noise of opinion. Be indifferent to what makes no difference. What difference does it make if others mislabel you, so long as you preserve your soul? Would you rather be praised for being endlessly tolerant while your spirit rots, or criticized for being disciplined while your soul remains unshaken? The Stoic chooses the latter every time. Hear the truth. When you detach from the worthless, you are not abandoning them. You are returning them to their own path. You are simply refusing to carry what was never yours to bear. Their growth, their discipline, their virtue. These are battles only they can fight. By stepping away, you are not closing a door out of cruelty, but out of necessity. You are affirming that your destiny is too valuable to be sacrificed on the altar of another's weakness. So remember, detachment is not cruelty. It is the highest form of wisdom. It says, "I refuse to destroy my peace for someone who refuses to protect their own." It says, "I love my destiny too much to compromise it." It says, "I will walk the path of virtue, even if it means walking alone." This is not coldness. This is strength, and the Stoic lives by strength, not by illusion. The Stoics knew that a man's destiny is shaped not just by his thoughts and choices, but also by the company he keeps. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, but those thoughts are often influenced by the people you allow into your circle." If you walk with the lazy, their indifference will seep into your mind. If you walk with the envious, their bitterness will stain your spirit. But if you walk with the virtuous, their strength will fortify your soul. This is why the Stoic must choose companions carefully, because walking with the wrong people is a slow form of self-destruction. Virtue for the Stoics was the highest good. Courage, wisdom, justice, and discipline were not just abstract ideals. They were the very foundation of a life well lived. The people you surround yourself with should reflect and reinforce these virtues. A true companion does not distract you from discipline. They encourage it. They do not tempt you into weakness. They challenge you towards strength. They do not flatter your excuses. They hold you accountable to your potential. Seneca put it simply, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." This is the law of alignment. If someone does not pull you upward toward virtue, they will inevitably pull you downward into vice. There is no neutral company. Every interaction either strengthens or weakens your citadel. This is why worthless people are so dangerous, not because they openly attack you, but because they normalize mediocrity. They make weakness look acceptable, distraction look normal, and excuses look reasonable. Over time, your standards drop and your soul is quietly corrupted. The Stoic solution is ruthless clarity. You must walk only with the virtuous. If you cannot find the virtuous, then walk alone. Epictetus taught the key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. And if such company is rare, do not compromise by filling the void with the worthless. Solitude with discipline is far more powerful than companionship with corruption. Walking with the virtuous also means becoming virtuous yourself. You cannot demand strength in others while living in weakness yourself. You must embody the very discipline, courage, and wisdom you seek in your circle. By living in alignment with virtue, you naturally attract those who share your values, like fire drawing fire. Strength calls to strength. In the end, your destiny is not built in isolation. It is built by the collective energy of those you allow around you. If you walk with warriors, you will rise with them. If you walk with cowards, you will fall with them. So choose wisely. Remove the worthless. Embrace the virtuous. And if necessary, walk alone until you find those worthy of your path. For the Stoic, this is not optional. It is survival. Your soul depends on it.